World of YouTube. Um, Wanted to go over this picture here. Did it yesterday. And supposedly YouTube said I had inappropriate content in this video, and all I was doing was trying to give a big salute to this band and Pantera, Warrant and Pantera. And I'm gonna try and go over this quick, but might get distracted again. Like I said, I hit the damn wrong button on my last video a minute ago and just ruined the whole set. But I don't know. I wanted to go over this video because it brought me to almost cry yesterday. I've been choking up yesterday watching this video. Of course, if anybody knows that Vinnie Paul, Dimebag, and Janie Lane here are not with us no more. If you don't know that, then you don't know real music and you shouldn't be even listening to my video right now. That's alright. But I wanted to give an honor and a salute to this band on this video, and I don't know why I got cut off for inappropriateness in my video, because all I do is talk about the bands and their performance. But let's see what happens again. Now, when I started watching this, of course, Pantera came on. Great set. Awesome set, as usual. If anybody ain't seen a Pantera show or an album, you don't know what you're missing. You don't know real music. Shouldn't be listening to music. I know Pantera, to me, I've bought many, many albums, and I can just say that album I can listen to beginning to end. Every album they've made. You know, sometimes you get albums, no offense to nobody, that get a kind of a goofy song here and there. I mean, I'll listen to it, don't get me wrong, but true powerhouse through the whole thing, Pantera, to me, is the only one that's ever done that. And I'm not trying to bash anybody, but I'm sorry, but that's the way it goes. Warrant, on the other hand, I mean, I like all their music. Very talented band. And it's sad that Janie Lane took his life due to I don't know what. I mean, I know what, but I don't want to speak of it. It might be inappropriate, but, you know, I tell everybody, you know, even I'm a suicide survivor. But if you got anything to say or do anything about suicide, man, I wish I could have talked to this man at this time, at this show. Because I think this is probably the last show he did with Warrant. And, I mean, last tour. But the way they performed, it was phenomenon. And, don't get me wrong, Pantera played a hell of a set, but I don't think the people out in this country, I think it was Italy, I don't know, man, they just weren't feeling it. I don't know. You watch the video, you can see the big mosh pit going on. But when Phil was interacting and said, I know you can't understand me, but he's sitting there still talking to the people, you know, he's telling them, I want you to sing, I want you to do this, and it was just kind of, But, I mean, they did their show, it was damn good, there was nothing wrong with it. But, I don't know, the people must have not just were coming out of the 80s. Now, I like to categorize, you know, my type of music. And I give Warrant, at the time of their last album, I give them heavy rock and roll. You got heavy metal, heavy rock and roll, soft rock, whatever. Of course, you got your speed metal, your death metal, you know, your thrash metal. But I consider that all heavy metal. It's heavy music, heavy drums, screaming, rah! You know, so you got your heavy metal, heavy rock and roll. And by the end of the the end of the 80s, to me, Rat, Warrant, and Skid Row are picking up their game with heavy rock and roll riffs. And, you know, and for them to give up like they did, I don't know why. I mean, yeah, everybody went to grunge. But don't get me wrong. You know, I ain't got nothing against grunge. Of course, my favorite band is Alice in Chains. But just the depth of the music-wise, you know, what was the difference? Because grunge was about, hard rock and heavy riffs. But and then you got people like Rat coming out with Detonator and Skid Row with um, Subhuman Race. Then you got Warrant with Cherry Pie, which it should have been Uncle Tom's Cabin, but of course he got hounded to write that song, hounded to, put that on the album, and that was partially why he didn't want to live anymore, I guess. But I just can't. I was blown away by the performance this band did. I mean, they did the set of I forgot the name of the first song, but it was heavy as shit. Second song was Uncle Tom's Cabin, I believe. Then they went into the Down Boys. Then they went into Uncle Tom's Cabin. Then they went into Cherry Pie. Then they went into, their last song, they wanted to keep it real with Accept Balls to the Wall. And they did a phenomenal job on that song, boy. Whoa. And Janie Lane was laying out some heavy, hardcore vocals. I just can't believe this guy gave it all up and just threw it all away. If he had someone that could just keep him focused on what he was doing on concert and tours and like this, there's not telling what they could have done these days. But, oh man, I was just blown away by the show. And the way they got more of a reaction than Pantera did was like, oh man. He got the crowd singing, and he got the crowd at the end of their set yelling, Warrant, Warrant. Like I said, maybe they were more 80s. I've seen people out in the audience with, Iron Maiden shirts and stuff, and Pantera comes along, more heavier, rougher, hardcore, bang, heavy metal, take the anvil, punch you in the face with it, and then they go into Warrant. But, man, this guy was just amazing. And I just want everybody to see this, check this little YouTube video out, and you'll be blown away what this guy did. And hopefully I don't get kicked off with this video again, because they were saying inappropriate in my last video, and it's like I thought it maybe was the, I put Monster of a Rock review on it, 92 review, but inappropriate. I had to just send the email or something to say what was inappropriate. Can someone be more specific with it? I gotta cut off on my swearing and F-bombs. That could be it. I'm trying to stop that a lot, but sometimes it slips. And, but, because, I gotta try and do another thing to make a point across. I like to put the F word in there because it's just more stronger of a word with authority and a hammer down on the nail. But I just want everybody to check this out and check out Janie Lane and how he performed and honor this man, because he was an awesome singer. He was just damn good. And I wish he would have went further with Uncle Tom's Cabin and wrote more music like that, because musically, lyrically, man, it was just a masterpiece. And you don't get that from too many bands today. Most, not all, bands today just ain't got the rock and roll, or yet heavy rock and roll in them. They're putting rock and roll, to me, Gene Simmons says, Death of Rock and Roll. Dio actually did a friggin' album in 2005. And I gotta go over that too, man, because that was an awesome album. But he was speaking of rock and roll dying. And I'm sorry, heavy rock and roll, that's right. Heavy metal's still kicking. But, and then at that, you don't even hear that much on the radio. And then you think, WAF has disappeared. WBCN had disappeared. Why? Because rock ain't putting together the lyrics, the damn melody, the music. Everything today is just lame. I eat peaches. Peaches come from trees. If you want to do a educational song for kids, then do it. Don't put it on a rock station and think everybody's gonna like peaches after you sing it. Everything ain't peaches and cream. They want to hear a story behind the music. I know I do. I don't know about anybody else, but I like to hear the story. The lyrics put you in a place and a time where you can be out of this crappy world now and go set back in time. I'm glad that he made his albums that he did and the music that he did. Warrant stuck together and kept what they did real back when they came out. Because now I can just head back in time. But it's hard to do that because now these people are lost. Especially with Pantera, man. And it's going to be tough when a lot of other people, Dio gone. All these people that made music perfect. Even like Jim Morrison, gone. Loved his music. And every day I look at it, something, I want to honor something, so I watch it if I can, and then when I see something like this, I have to make sure that I put it out there that, if you got something back in this time to remember by, this is the show that will give you the memories. So until that next video, check this video out. Check this video. Awesome sets. Till that next video, be safe, take care, out.